Mary had a little lamb.
From the classiest radio station on the air, this is...
To the Black Rabbit's Curse, where every shadow hides a sinister verse. Hear the airs thick with dread, and tales of terror twist in your head. Into the dark unknown, where fear takes root and chills the bone. Beware, dear traveler, for once you're here, the curse may linger year after year. Sundown Town, a Black Rabbit's Curse original revenge story. Some towns don't forget who they killed. The town didn't appear on GPS. No road signs pointed towards it, and every local gas station clerk reacted the same way when Marcus Reed asked about it. Silence. Then, "You don't want to go there after dark." Marcus laughed the first time he heard it. By the third warning, he stopped laughing. But the live stream numbers were exploding. Millions watching, sponsors calling. His crew needed one more viral horror documentary. And the abandoned town of Bellhaven, Mississippi, was a place erased from maps after decades of disappearances. Felt perfect. Especially after they discovered the old newspaper clipping, a photograph from 1952, a smiling white crowd standing beneath a tree, and in the background, a black child staring directly into the camera. Even though the article claimed no black residents had lived there for years. The child's face had been circled in red. Underneath, someone had written, "We never left." Marcus and his crew arrived just before sunset. 3 white influencers, Marcus and Leia, the sound engineer, Bellhaven, Blood's Dead, dust-covered storefronts, rotting churches, old Coca-Cola signs faded nearly white. The town smelled wrong, like wet dirt beneath something burning. Every building had curtains, but no windows behind them. Just darkness. Their cameraman, Trevor, laughed nervously. "This place looks like racism built a theme park." Nobody laughed. Then Leia noticed something strange. No insects, no birds, no wind. The entire town sat perfectly still, like a photograph. Marcus checked his phone. No signal. GPS spinning endlessly. The live stream drones suddenly dropped from the sky. Smash. Battery dead, even though it had been fully charged. Then they heard it. A bell ringing somewhere deep in town. Slow, heavy, dong, dong, dong. An old church bell. Trevor looked again uneasily. "Yo, what's ringing it?" No answer. Then Marcus noticed something horrifying. The road behind them was gone. Not blocked, gone. The highway they drove in on had became dense forest, trees thick as walls. The crew stared in silence. Then Leia whispered, "Yeah, we need to leave." But Bellhaven had already closed for the night. Darkness came too fast. 1 second sunset, the next pitch black. No moon, no stars, only Bellhaven. The lights slowly turning on inside empty buildings, one by one, yellow glowing windows, curtains twitching, shapes moving behind them. Trevor tried joking again. "You sure this ain't some racist Disneyland attraction?" Then every light in town shut off simultaneously. Blackness. A child's voice whispered nearby, "You shouldn't say that word here." Trevor spun around. Nothing there. Then the street's light flickered back on, and suddenly, people stood in the road. Dozens of them. Black figures, motionless. Men in suspenders. Women in burnt dresses. Children barefoot in the dirt. All soaking wet. Marcus' chest tightened. Their faces looked wrong. Not dead. Worse. Like drowned photographs trying to become human again. Leia raised her microphone and the odometer exploded violently. Screaming. Hundreds of overlapping screams hidden beneath silence. Trevor backed away. "Ha, okay, nah, I'm done." One of the figures stepped forward. An earthly black woman with skin cracked like dry mud. She pointed towards the courthouse, then whispered, "Witnesses stay." The crowd vanished instantly. Trevor screamed because now all the windows around town were full of faces watching them, smiling, wide, too wide. The courthouse doors opened on their own. Inside smelled like mold and old blood. The walls were covered with photographs. Hundreds, thousands, black faces, every single one labeled trespasser. Marcus realized the day stretched across decades. 1921, 1922, 1923, 1924, 1925, 1926. People who entered Bellhaven never left. Then Leah found basement stairs. Wet footprints led downward. Drip, drip, drip. The deeper they descended, the warmer the air became. Trevor shined his flashlight ahead and froze. Bodies, not corpse, people, black men, women, children, standing shoulder to shoulder in darkness, perfectly still, eyes open, their skin fused into the walls with roots growing them, alive, breathing slowly. Marcus gagged. Oh my God. Then one of them spoke, a little boy. We hold the town together. The walls pulse like veins. Trevor panicked and ran upstairs. The screaming started again. Marcus and Leia rushed upward. Trevor stood in the courtroom, clawing at his face. There's something under my skin! Crack. His jaw open vertically, not torn, opened like a second mouth unfolding. Inside his throat, muddy hands reach outward, dragging him backwards into darkness beneath the floorboards. The courtroom swallowed him whole. Silence returned instantly. Then the church bell rang again. Dong, dong, dong. Leia whispered, "This town isn't haunted." Marcus slowly turned around. The walls were breathing. No, the town is alive. Inside the mayor's office, Marcus found old film reels. One of them still worked. Dusty footage flickered onto the wall. 1952, Bellhaven Town Square. White residents smiling at a festival. Children playing, music, cake, normal. Until the camera turned towards the church. A line of black residents stood chained together outside, including the child from the newspaper clipping. Marcus stared in horror. The narrator on film smiled calmly. Bellhaven solved its color problem permanently. The footage showed them being marched underground beneath the town, not killed, buried alive. Entire families sealed beneath Bellhaven's foundation. That's why the town survived floods, storms, fires, because the victims were literally trapped inside the earth beneath it. Their bodies became the roots. Their suffering fed the land. Leia began crying quietly. Oh my God. Then Marcus noticed something else. One white family appeared repeatedly in the footage. The Whittakers, Bellhaven's founders. Trevor suddenly appeared behind them, or what used to be Trevor, his skin pale gray, smile stretched ear to ear, eyes leaking black water, and he whispered, "The town remembers blood." Marcus' stomach dropped because his mother's maiden name was Whittaker. Marcus finally understood. Bellhaven didn't trap random visitors. It called descendants home. His family never escaped Bellhaven. They simply passed as something else and fled north generations ago. The town had waited decades for Whittaker blood to return. Trevor lunged violently. Leia ran. Marcus chased her through collapsing streets as the entire town began shifting. Buildings bending, roads twisting like intestines, screams echoing beneath the pavement. Then the ground split open. Underneath Bellhaven, thousands of faces stared upward from inside the earth, still alive, still cautious, still screaming after 70 years. Leah cried hysterically, "We have to help them!" But the little boy from the photograph appeared again, and this time he smiled slightly. "You can't." Marcus looked closer. The child wasn't a ghost. He was holding the town together. All of them were. The trapped souls weren't prisoners anymore. They had become the cage. Something holding flowers underground. Then Bellhaven trembled violently, and beneath the screaming faces, something enormous moved. A massive pale shape buried beneath the town, breathing, sleeping, ancient, its body covered in fused remains of original white town people, still alive, still cautious, melted together into one gigantic creature beneath earth. The victims had been trapped there for revenge. They stayed there willingly, keeping the monster buried. The little boy looked at Marcus. "If we let you go?" The ground bulged upward. "It gets out." Trevor's distorted voice echoed from everywhere at once. "Let us out!" The trapped spirits began releasing the roots, one by one, because Marcus had returned, would take her blood, a replacement. The town chose him. Leia screamed as muddy hands dragged her underground. Marcus grabbed her, but the roots wrapped around his arms instead. The child whispered gently, "Now you understand." Marcus realized the horrifying truth. Bellhaven wasn't a sundown town anymore. It was a prison built by the victims to contain the evil created by the killers. And now they were finally tired. The final shot. Months later, a new road appeared on maps again. Tourists arrive, influencers, travel bloggers, families. A fresh restored sign welcomes them. Welcome to Bellhaven. Population growing. And standing beside the sign, Marcus smiles as arriving visitors, too wide, eyes hollow, roots moving slowly beneath his skin as the church bell rings again. Dong, dong, dong. Then, beneath the town, something enormous opens its eyes. Sit here, heart still racing, eyes wide open. Remember, the terror doesn't end when the video does. You may try to forget, but the shadows have a way of following. The whispers grow louder each night, don't they? So go ahead, close your eyes, if you dare. But know this, you're not alone. Not anymore. But the Black Rabbit's curse has seen you, and it's waiting. So what happens when the lights go out? If you want to find out, make sure you come back. But next time, will you be ready? Sleep well. Or don't.